Hot shit.
It is. It's being recorded. We did it again. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another fun-filled, exciting, adventurous episode of This is the Future.
Unfortunately.
Fucking right, my friend. How are you, Alex?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm good, man. You just get back from fishing? It looks good. It looks like you look good.
Fucking A, god damn it. Caught the limit.
I can't see there being a limit for a guy like you. I don't know, man. I feel like
No limit.
you just keep
No
catching
limit.
them. You just keep catching them.
That's what I said. No limits.
No
And
limit.
Everybody wait on that. You know what I'm saying?
People talk about no limit poker. I say no limit fishing, Bubby. Woo!
I no limit poker. I don't even know her. Shit.
If there ain't no limit to stupid fish, then there ain't no limit to amount that I'm gonna catch. All right, all right. I feel like I just imitated half of my customers right there. That's great. All right.
Yeah, I just imitated half of my family.
Well, you do have a family in Arkansas, right?
Kentucky.
Oh, not that close actually, but either way. Why do I think when I hear Kentucky, I think Arkansas? I really do. Those two states are same level of hillbilly. They're not rednecks though. Both states I think are more hillbilly. They have hills, like mountain, like they call them mountains. We call them hills, but
definitely hillbillies over there. Like,
yeah,
you know, like, and you know what's funny about my family? It's funny that this got brought up. I've been coming to terms with my white trashness lately, if you can't tell. And you know, the hat and the everything.
Everything.
I'm gonna shut this goddamn door. I've been coming to terms with my white trashness, and you know what's funny about that is my white trashness comes from my Mexican side.
I was wondering about that. Like, it sounds like
my dad is the one that brings that to the table, and he's the Mexican one. And the people that live in Kentucky, to my mom's side, they're definitely hillbillies. Like, my uncle lives in a town called Fancy Farm. That's the name of the town, is Fancy Farm. He's a great guy. I fucking love him. If you ever watch this, I love you, Uncle. But yeah, all a bunch of hillbillies, and that's what I love about you. And they know I'm just playing. But yeah, it's funny. Like, the white trash side definitely comes from the Mexican side. And when I say white trash, I mean this as I'm happy about it. It's not a bad thing. Like, yeah. Right. Yeah, we're it's just how it is.
I feel like if you had hit it big in the 90s, your first comedy album or country album, probably both, would have been called White Trash Mexican. And it would be one of those things that you would see on like late night television, you know, where it's like, you can get this album, White Trash Mexican, and other awesome hits for only. It's just white trash. It sounds like something's been said on TV a bunch after 10 o'clock at night. White Trash Mexican.
White Trash Mexican.
Out in stores now. I feel like you stole, I feel like if George Lopez was a bit more edgy, that'd be an album of his. That's funny though, because as soon as you said that, I'm like, white trash. I'm like, you're Mexican.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit. I mean, it kind of does it. I mean, are they kind of like, I mean, you know, Mexicans are like, well, down south, you farm. I don't really know what, I mean, you guys, a lot of farming down in Mexico and whatnot, I guess. I mean, that in that regard, you know, I could see where, you know, country folk and Mexicans have that in common. I do see a lot of Mexicans like with cowboy boots on and shit like that, which makes sense.
Mexicans were, you know, some of the first cowboys, you know.
Right. Oh, absolutely, right.
Always having big old cowboy hats and boots, you know. That's when I first started cooking, I worked for a catering company, and they would cater like rodeos and the local fair in Redmond and shit. And there would be a lot of like, I don't know if I would call them rodeos, but there's definitely a lot of horses involved. Horses. And
well, were they out in front of the venue or in the venue?
They were in the venue.
Oh, all right.
I think they had to be out in front at one point to get in. You know, they got to pay them.
tie up your car and come on in.
But like it was like a Mexican, like, I don't know, event. Like there was like it was like a, it was catered, like it was just, it was like a Mexican rodeo, but I wouldn't call it a rodeo necessarily. It was like all these horses that had like their like manes like braided, and like they were like doing like the like
yeah.
thing, like dancing all weird, and like I don't know, it was like everything was there, like the announcer was speaking in Spanish. It was just like a whole thing, and I'm like, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing now.
Of all the things I've heard of all the things I've ever heard Mexicans doing, I've never heard of them having an event ever.
Oh yeah,
It's a Mexican event.
it's a Mexican event, dude.
It just sounds like fun. Like, where are you going? I'm going to a Mexican event. Like, what? I don't know. There's horses with braided hair, donkeys playing basketball. I don't know. Fuck it, I'm in.
That would be an event.
It is a thing. I think we've talked about it before. Have you seen donkey basketball?
No. What?
Oh, it's a thing. I'm not fucking with you, man. It's a thing. Like skee ball. It's real. Yeah, it happens around you.
No.
Yeah. Yes, it does. No, don't talk to me like that. I know what I'm talking about. God damn it. I talked to those people out there. They told me you can go see donkey basketball, where people ride on donkeys and dribble, and it happens. I don't know who cleans the gymnasium.
See, white trash. That's some white trash shit. Like
it could be a Mexican event. You don't know.
I don't know. You're riding donkeys and shooting basketballs. I don't know.
Oh my God. You think of it, you think like, wow, he lives out there, there's nothing going on, so this all makes sense. And then the only thing there is to do where I live is to drive as fast as possible and try and kill someone else just to take out your aggravations. Sure. So it's like, I prefer a Mexican event or donkey basketball, to be honest with you. I'd be into that. People think I'm fucking around. Please Google this shit.
Jackass ball. That's fucking ass ball.
Hell yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So, Mexican event. Sorry, I'm stuck.
Mexican event. How are you, Tony?
I'm good, man. I just feel like you could say that with anything, like, where you go, like, you don't just say you're going over to someone's house for dinner, be like, oh, I'm going to a Mexican event, because when they eat, it's an event too,
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I'm stuck on that. I'm good, man. Thanks for asking. I've had a good week. I haven't walked outside yet today. It's 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just didn't see the reason. When it says there's rain like coming, I just automatically think, cool, I don't have to go outside today. But then it doesn't rain, or it doesn't rain until midnight. Mm-hmm. I just feel depressed, like I wasted my day. Here I had an excuse that never worked out.
Well, if you never go outside, then how do you know it's not raining?
I got windows.
Keep the tapestry up. Don't walk by a window.
I like that. Yeah, dude, I didn't do a whole heck of a lot. I got my I don't know if it matters. I finally got vaccinated.
Oh, did you?
Right on. Man. That's done. It was a hell of a ride though. I woke up in the middle of the night shivering my ass off. I got a temperature real fast. I was like, this is kind of like a drug, man. I was kind of excited about it. I was like, ooh, I feel it kicking in. I was like, hell yeah, here we go. It's like acid without the hallucinogenic part. You're just like, you just feel like shit. It's great.
Help.
I need help.
Did you get you just got one shot?
Yeah.
But you have to get another one, right?
No, I just got the one.
Oh, did you get Johnson & Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they prefer that around here because nobody really is into seeing a customer more than once. So that's like, there you go, fucker. And then she told me, she was like, walk around the store for 15 minutes so we can make sure you're all right. I'm like, well, what if within that 15 minutes, my face goes into the macaroni aisle? Like, what do we do with that? Didn't work out. Yeah, it was weird. I was in there for 13 minutes. I was like, I already went grocery shopping. This shit isn't gonna work today. So I
Yeah.
left.
So what? I gotta ask you, what provoked you to get the shot, other than not wanting to get COVID?
You know, I gotta be honest with you. There's a multitude of reasons, but first of all, I realized this shit isn't over. It's gonna continue.
Mhm.
So, and don't want to be a part of the fucking problem.
Right.
And my goddamn 16-year-old daughter already got it. So,
But she got the shot.
yeah, she got vaccinated. No one told her to do it. She just did it. So it's like, okay, I'm not gonna be a fucking. I mean, I wasn't ever really holding off for anything anyway. It was just kind of being lazy. But
Okay.
it's pretty fucking easy.
Yeah.
Just go to the
Mhm.
goddamn grocery store, stab you in the arm, and you're on with your day. They don't even check for medical insurance. They don't give a shit. It's funny. Half the shit, I'm sure everybody's experienced this within the last couple of years, especially because no one really knows what's going on. So we all go to websites to see how we're supposed to do things, documentation we need to bring, and not just for shots, for anything these days. You're always like, well, what are all the rules state? What if I want to do this? You have to make a reservation. You have to do this. You ever notice you do all that shit? You get everything together. You tell the whole family, the whole neighborhood, we all need to have this shit with us. And then you get there and they're like, yeah, we don't fucking need that. Like, what do you mean? I called my insurance company and had them send me this fucking card. I didn't even know who my insurance company was. This took me 37 days to get this shit. And you don't want it? Fuck.
Like mad that they don't want it. Yeah.
I was mad. I was like, come on, man. I perforated everything. I put them together with a fucking paper clip. Like I was
Wow.
organized, god damn it.
It's very adult, Tony.
I figured no matter how high I was, if I put everything together and just pulled it out and put it down, I would be fine. And then they were like, we don't need any of that shit. And I was like, ugh!
You just
Like,
walk out, be like, fine, fuck it.
I'm middle-aged. I have nothing to do but to have the shit that I'm supposed to have, to be an adult. That's the only job, that's the only hobby I have right now.
Right.
And I can't, nope, fuck it, don't
Hobby.
need it.
It's a
Okay.
hobby.
That's my hobby. It's just to be a fucking adult. And I can't even do that. Like, god damn it. I brought this stupid shit you needed. I read your fucking website 3 times. I didn't even need to read it. I should just shown up and asked for the shot. You probably would have thrown it at me from across the street.
Yeah,
It would
like
have been great.
darts. Yeah,
Ah!
catch it in your shoulder, you know.
Right?
I when I got mine, I didn't need all that. I don't have health insurance, so.
Yeah. So you don't have all these adult problems, Alex. Like
No,
finding cards and shit.
I have other adult problems like finding out that I have gout. So you know, there's that.
Oh man. What?
It's okay. It's the
Mur,
king's.
mur.
It's
Sucks.
okay. It's the king's disease. It's fine.
What?
I'm a king now. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm a
Your
king.
silver linings are amazingly like tinfoil.
Yeah, it's the king's disease.
Okay. I mean, most kings live to the ripe old age of 30, man. That's not.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm 34. I'm king of kings.
Did you wait? All right. Well, I don't know if you want to talk about your health issues or not.
And you just kind of get a sore foot. It's not a real health issue. You just gotta like cut out, like, you know, you gotta not drink so much beer and eat less beef. It's fine.
Oh, I'm sure I got some. I mean, yeah, I know some people that have that going on.
Hey man, you can't party as hard as I have for as long as I have and not have a sore foot every once in a while, you know?
Sore foot. That hollow leg turned into a sore foot, huh?
Mhm. By the way, this is all self-diagnosed too, so it's
You don't have medical insurance. You are
oh,
Dr. Rios.
okay. Uh,
I love that. Just sitting there fucking diagnosing yourself, looking at your foot and shit. Like,
well, my foot's been hurting for a couple of days, and then I kind of remember like 6 months ago, kind of hurt too, and I just like thought I'd been on my feet too long, and then like I took off my shoes and my socks last night, and I'm like, oh man, my like ankle's like fatter than it usually is, you know, like it's always fat, but it's like a lot fatter, and my foot hurts, and I'm like kind of reading about it, and I asked like a friend and who has gout, and like my like Callie's brother has gout, and like I'm like, huh, yeah, it's probably gout. Just say I got gout.
what do you do? Just go up to the pharmacist and be like, Yeah, I talked to my doctor and he says I got gout, but he wasn't able to call you guys. So what pills you got for me?
Exactly. Well, see, well, if you think about it, like, what is the doctor gonna say? You're gonna tell him like, "Oh, well, I eat a lot of beef. I drink beer." And like, where does it hurt? What does it look like? Oh yeah, you got gout. That's all. It's not like he's gonna like do anything. He's like, yeah, you got gout. Don't eat so much beef. Drink less beer, and like take like turmeric and cherry are good for gout. So like I've been taking cherry pills, and I take turmeric pills, and yeah. So like,
The
what is the
fuck is a
doctor gonna
cherry
say?
pill? What's a
Yeah,
cherry pill?
it's like a vitamin that has like crushed up cherries in it. You
You
know?
could just eat cherries then. There
Yeah, but
can't you can't just put fruit in a pill and call
you
it
can,
a fucking a blueberry pill, a raspberry. That's not
you can,
fair.
you can, you
You
can.
can't.
It's called tart of cherry. It's
Oh,
called tart of cherry.
stop that. So someone's just peeling the skin off of each cherry.
Well, you know how it is when you take something that's already ground up, it gets in your system faster. So it's all dried up.
Oh my God. Cherry pills. Get the
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
good for you. It takes down the swelling.
I'm just wondering, like for $6 you can get a bag of dried cherries. I mean, you can probably make a lot of cherry pills out of that.
But that takes too much time to eat them, and you just got to pop a couple cherry pills, and you're on your way. You know what I'm saying?
So now you could just have a fruit salad by pill form. This is
Hmm.
great. This is good news. This
Yeah,
is fucking crazy.
yeah.
Every week we talk, and every week find fucking crazy shit. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Uh, I'm here just to you know, y- you're the guy that like you're the ranter. I'm the weirdo. It's always been like that. So why not just keep it up? I'm not here to make sense, Tony. I'm
I'm
here.
not either. I'm the guy yelling at a bus stop, not the bus stop. God damn it, you're never on time. Grandpa, that's the bus stop. Fuck off. There was actually there's a bus stop down the street, and I like to think I live in a nice neighborhood. And somebody broke out the plexiglass. And that's how I knew I was getting old. I was like, God damn it, nothing's nice around here. Like, fucking kids. It's like, when I was 15, I had a lot of fun having my head thrown through that. That's probably what happened.
Right.
Oh, well.
I've been getting to that like point too. Like cars will drive by really fast down the street I live on, and the
Yeah.
street's like really small. Like there's no sidewalks or stop signs on the street I live on. And it's called Failing Street. So it's just you got to watch out, like no sidewalks, no stop signs. It's called the opposite of succeeding. So you got to watch the fuck out on the street. And people drive by sometimes really fast in cars and shit like so. And like there's dogs, there's like I got a dog, there's another dog that hangs out here sometimes, you know. I'm drinking beer, eating beef in the street. You got to be careful. This car's driving
Beef in the
by
street.
quick.
There's no sidewalks. There's no stop signs. Sounds like an interstate or a drag strip you live on, my friend. Like,
Yeah, and then
there's just a blinking green light at the beginning of the street. Just the tree of lights. That's it. Just
yeah.
haul ass. No side. That's yeah. So you have a bunch of ruffians. So wait, you guys park on either side of the street.
But we have a little driveway, but there's always
Everybody.
people driving by fast, and I've been noticing that every once in a while I'll get kind of mad and be like run like and be in the front yard and run out to the street, but hey, slow down! Man, I've turned into an old man. Like, I mean, they're going like driving like 45, like on a small like street, and I'm just like, because I would like if someone hit my dog with a car and they were going that fast down a tiny like neighborhood street, I'd run inside and get my gun. Probably not, but that just sounds like a cool thing to say.
Well,
But
if we were kids and that was happening, at least if I was a kid and that was happening, we would have decided to build a ramp in the street.
Ah,
Just
nice.
for one, for one tire. Just oh! Shootsy scores. I missed that. I wanted this actually I saw a documentary, it's on HBO. What's it? It's about this park I've talked about before. That was called Action Park, and I think they nicknamed it Traction Park and all these other things. And I've been there and I've told stories on this show about it. But there's a documentary has Johnny Knoxville and all these people in it, and it tells the true story. And it tells the fact that people, like kids, unfortunately, I'm not gonna make a joke here, but like some people died at this park, and the owner was like, "That's part of life," you know. And I was real after I watched that documentary, I was just like, that shit ain't around anymore. There isn't kids out there building a ramp out of bricks and shit, shooting themselves off into nothing. Like there aren't people hitting each other with bike chains because they don't have phones and they're just bored. Like all that's fucking gone.
Yep.
And then I saw the documentary about Woodstock in the late 90s and how everyone beat the shit out of everybody. And there's someone made a point in the documentary and said that it's all in chat rooms and fucking Reddit boards now. It was like, yeah, back then it was in your fucking face. Like it was, you got hurt. Childhood wasn't like, I don't know if it's great now. I think it's probably just, we don't know what it is right now. Every kid's stuck in a phone, so we don't know what their childhood's like. But it was a hell of a lot more violent. And I realized even mosh pits have calmed down from that pinnacle like mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
That was really where this shit just got out of hand.
Sure.
Where you would get knocked down and people would jump on you like a fucking trampoline. And now when you get knocked down, they pick you the fuck up. Like that's more of a mission. I don't know. I just realized like things are fucking changing like crazy, and technology it makes us feel old. Like that's the whole fucking point. Like all this shit, you're like, yeah, I want to walk around like I got my ass beat a couple times by my old man. You say that in front of the wrong people, they want to start therapy right there on the street. You know, be like no, it's cool, man, it's cool. Like that, I'm okay with it. Like that's who I am. You know,
Right.
Or doing crazy shit. It's like that's all gone. And now I'm like, we're all just grumpy because our fun's gone. It's like, goddamn kids with your cell phones and your fucking emojis. Shit, back in my day, we had to jump a fucking Mack truck to have fun. God damn it, It's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's like, what are you guys into?
I was kind of like the tail end of that because we didn't have, like, I don't think I didn't get a phone until senior year, I think, and it was like just like a brick Nokia phone, so it wasn't like
just a phone,
and like it was turned off in my backpack most of the time, or I didn't bring it. Like it was like I think I dropped it in a hot tub and it broke. But like, but like so like I didn't have I didn't get a smartphone until I was like, I think I got my first like smartphone when I was living in San Francisco.
Right.
And it was like
I was like,
and it was, I don't even know if you consider it a smartphone. It was like a off-brand BlackBerry.
Yeah. I don't think the internet, like even dicking around on like being on the internet on your phone all the time was really a thing until like 10, 15 years ago. Like when the iPhone came out, the iPhone 5, 6. So, I mean, really not even that long, like 10 years.
Yeah.
People have been immersed in this shit. And it's different. Like you don't see kids playing that way anymore. It's all on the internet. Like everything. Playtime is on the internet.
Yeah.
It's really fucking weird to go down the street and not see any kids doing anything ever.
I want to ask like an emergency room doctor of how many kids used to come in with broken bones because they're playing too hard and now doesn't. And now doesn't. Because like I broke a few bones growing up, not a whole lot, but it was either from like fights or skateboarding. so and then now I just want to know what, like, if doctors are like, less kids are not getting hurt. The kids that we see are from like childhood diabetes, not so much falling out of trees.
Yeah, no shit. I remember
from looking at phones.
I'll never forget my dad sitting me down when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, and he was just like, God damn it, you got to stop fucking using your head to break your fall. I'm telling you. I never broke a bone. I always like just lead with my head. I'm like, accident. Like stick your head into it. and I had like 5 concussions. Like I don't remember what happened, but I never broke anything. It was always my head first, head first. Whee! So I just remember all the time just slamming my head into shit and like having scars and nicks, and
Right.
it's great. I love it.
You know what? I love your head. You got a great head.
There's becoming more of it. It's great. I just, yeah, I mean, that's cool, man. But I could see where we just get the last generation forces the older generation to feel fucking old, you know?
Yeah.
It's just for whatever reason. It's funny as hell, but I'm like, no one's out here playing anymore. This is really weird. Like, but we all
Oh,
show videos on the internet. Like now you're the coolest one if you show a cool video that no one's seen. It's like, well, wait a minute. Who made the video? Where the fuck did that happen? Like, can we go watch that? Like,
like when I was a kid, I used to like walk on the train tracks holding my pellet gun, like shooting trees and stuff.
right.
And then like our like familyhood, like our family dog, like would just roam the neighborhood, just by itself, like Molly. Molly. Like when we first got her, she used to like roam the neighborhood like of Terrebonne. Like I'd be out like walking on the train tracks shooting rocks and squirrels and stuff or whatever, shooting at things. And I'd see my dog and she'd just like walk up to me and be like, all right, stay at home. And then like it was just like a different time, I think. I don't know.
Did you have a dog that knew more people in town than you did?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, like they know your dog more
like,
than they know you.
Like I'm talking about like the dog that you knew it at the end of her life.
Okay.
Mom. Yeah,
Yeah,
the one my dad was like, she wants to die, but I won't let her. That one.
Oh yeah. I didn't know she passed away. Well,
oh yeah. I mean, she that like lived to be like 11, I think. Not super old, but I think we got her when I was like 13 or 14. And
popular pup though. I mean, you kind of just painted like you reminded me of the Andy Griffith show, like the beginning where the guys are walking around. I don't know if you've seen it. That's old as fuck, but
yeah.
Just walking around, fucking black and white TV shows. Like that's you just walking around with your BB gun, and then your dog comes by, like, "Hey, Skippy, how you doing? High five!" And then the dog goes off to the bar, to talk to the sheriff and shit because there's a local murder going on.
It was kind of like that. Like there was like there's a bus stop next to my parents' house. It's kind of on my parents' property, and the kids in the bus would get out of the bus and kind of walk through the lot that's part of my parents' property. And every time the bus stopped, Molly would run up to the bus and all the kids would pet her, and then the bus driver would give her a treat, like a bone or something. And that happened every day. And she was like at 3 o'clock, it was like the dog made sure she was around to go to the bus.
How does a dog do that? Be like, oh, time to stop what I'm doing and get to the next spot.
Yep.
I always wondered that, like how animals kind of like know. I mean, they probably, I don't know, they got their ways.
Yeah, they just know. It's weird. I don't know. Like, and I'd be out outside and kind of like look and watch. And I just hear all the kids like get out of the bus and go, hi, Molly. And all the kids just knew her name. And the bus driver, she'd like kind of like walk up to the, couple of stairs and take her treat and walk away.
You come home one day, you leave town for a week and you come back and you realize your dog's running for mayor. Like, the fuck's going on? Molly for mayor.
I just see her drive, just see her in the window of the bus. Last time I ever saw her, she went to school.
That's great. Oh man, you paint a good picture of your town, man.
It's kind of heartwarming, huh?
Oh hell yeah.
Meanwhile, there's me, 12, 13, walking on train tracks, shooting things with a BB gun, So
I wasn't allowed to have a BB gun, man. Still don't have one.
Well, I grew up in the like kind of like country, smaller town, so like that's just everyone kind of had like they'd shoot a pellet gun in the backyard. It was no big deal.
Well, I grew up on military bases, so if you had a gun, you're gonna get shot.
Yeah,
so play with that.
That's
I mean, they were okay if you played like war. I mean, duh, that's what we did. Half the time you're riding your bike down the street and you see a fucking fighter jet coming behind you. You're like, this is it. You're like, oh, he pulled off. Fuck me. Those are missiles. I remember riding my bike like 9 years old, just hauling ass down the street. and like an F-16's just doing his flight pattern. And I'm in my head, I'm like, he's gonna fucking launch on me, holy shit! And fly over, and I could see like the red missiles and shit like underneath. I'm like, fuck, if he screwed up, we're in big trouble, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's what I used to, there was no phones back then. I'd come home and be like, Mom, I almost got shot by a fucking missile. And he'd be like, what? It's like, yeah, kind of almost happened. We lied when I lied a lot when I was a kid because life was fucking boring and there was no internet to lie to you. So we lied. I lied. I made crazy fucking stories. But yeah, a missile fucking fell and landed at the playground and we all jumped on it and nothing happened. It was great. I remember putting wax paper on the metal slide just for fun.
Wax paper on a metal slide that made you go. Did it make you go faster?
Yeah, my grandpa, who was like 70 at that point, was like, "You want to have some fun?" Like it was their idea, and I was like, hit my head on the slide, concussion number 17. There we go. But we were talking before this, and it sounds like you and I both went and saw a movie this week, or you saw it pretty damn recently, didn't you?
I saw it on Monday. Yeah.
That's funny, man. So you're back into the movies then. You've gone to, I mean, if there's something to see.
Yeah. I've recently seen Quiet Place 2, and then I also saw on Monday I saw Old.
Right. I saw that last night. That's funny. That was that we both seen the same two movies in the theaters. Like those are the only two I've seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you think of it, man?
I think it was a pretty good movie. Thought Old was good.
Yeah.
I at first watching the trailer, I'm like, how are they? There was a part that I didn't understand, and then they did it, and I was like, okay, it makes sense now. But no, I liked it. I thought it was good. It's a cool idea.
Yeah.
And the whole idea about the movie is that there's an island, and part of the island, for whatever reason, makes you age rapidly. It makes you like every half hour is a year off your life, basically.
Right.
And it's like a big, it's a resort, and I'm guessing it's somewhere in South America. That's what it looks like to me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I either they didn't say or I missed where the location is in the movie, but that's just what it looks like to me, in somewhere in South America. But yeah, like part of the it's on an island. There's like a resort on an island, and part of the island has like a weird. There's something about it that makes people age, and you can't leave the island. There's like one way to do it, and most people fail.
I always, whenever I watch his movies, and I am a fan. He is from from where I live, and not that that means anything, but it kind of does around here because he films in the neighborhoods. He's known, that kind of thing. He always talks about Pennsylvania, like in his movies. The family in that movie was from Philadelphia. He can't help himself.
Right.
No matter what he's doing, he has to name drop Philadelphia. So I've always paid attention to this guy, and I give him a fair shake. But some of his movies, anyone will tell you, are a fucking stretch. So I always wonder, like, his big thing is to make thrillers that have a twist that all comes together at the end. You know, the aha moment. And that's the whole reason you watch this shit. And that's why when I saw this trailer, I was like, this seems like pretty dark for what even he does. At least the trailer looked pretty morbid. So I thought it was rated R. I never did bother to check, but he has this way of taking something and taking it as far as he can, like still keeping the group together, like not alienating too many people from the story, like people still watch it, and then bringing it right back and landing when he gets it right. He land just so, like just perfectly, and that's what he did at the end. I was like, all right, okay, all right, I'll give you that one. You know, is that like that's the whole reason I'm watching his movie is what's the hook? Where's the twist? Because yeah, this is cool. That's fine. A beach, people are getting old. You should appreciate each other. I get it. But where's the fucking weenie? And the last ones he did, like Split and all those, like I don't know. They didn't put the hook in me very much. So at least he got back to something where at the end you're like, okay, I see how that could happen. All right, I'll go along with that. You know, something believable. I thought that was because one of his movies was like The Happening or something where the trees stopped breathing and everybody died.
Yeah, I watched that. I wasn't really.
Right, and I didn't watch it because I heard that and I was like, I'm not watching that. It sounds weird. But he does. I thought it was a cool movie, and the whole time I watched it, I was like, how did he film this during the pandemic? Like, I don't see that's. I can't help it now. Every time I watch a new movie that's come out, I'm thinking they filmed it during the pandemic.
Right. Well, maybe filmed it right before, or maybe everyone had to get tested and all that
Where
kind
they
of thing.
played that, yeah, they did all that bullshit. Who knows? But it was pretty. It was cool. I would say if you're looking for something to watch, it's a good reason to go to the theater.
Yeah. Um,
I think
yeah, I
I'll.
liked it. I thought it was a good movie. It definitely wasn't a waste of money or time.
No.
I thought, I give it a solid B plus. Solid B plus.
Not
High
bad.
high B.
High B.
High B. Um,
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was at a movie theater where people talk no matter what's happening. I'm pretty sure someone was playing music on their phone the whole time.
really?
Yeah. It's like, come on, really? Fuck me. Like, I don't miss this shit. This sucks. Like, you can rent a movie theater now for like $100 or something like that. I don't know. My family member was telling me you can do that. I was like, that seems fair. Like, even if you don't have anyone else coming, just be like, $100. There you go. Theater's mine. Roll that shit. You know, like just to have peace of mind. Well, it's $100 by myself, but it was a good movie. You know,
Right. That'd be kind of cool. Just a big empty theater, big screen, by yourself. Take your pants off, do whatever you want, put your feet up, and be like, this is me. I'm rich.
Rich. That happened to me one time. I saw, and luckily it was a movie I'm still really fond of. Was the Johnny Depp movie where he played a gangster? It was the whole '30s thing where he was John Dillinger.
Oh yeah.
I having a brain fart.
I don't. I forget the name of the movie, but I know what you're talking about. I've
In
seen that
any
movie.
case, I saw that movie on around my birthday or something. I wasn't the only one in the theater, and it was a big theater. It went up in the back, and I sat right in the middle in the back. I sat there, and I just remember like I was like, "This is fucking rad! Like this movie's gonna be awesome." And no one's in here, so I'm watching the movie, and I'm like yelling and shit, like, "Shoot that cocksucker!" Yeah! I'm like, that sounds like there's 100 people in there. And the whole time, like, I remember at one point someone comes around the corner with a glow stick and a fucking notepad. I'm just like, like all quiet, like there's no one in there.
Tried
Like,
to duck down. You're
I
just like,
paid for my ticket and I'm acting like I'm fucking like, oh. I wasn't cussing at your movie screen. That wasn't me. Yeah, the only time that's ever happened. That was great. Yeah,
that's all.
yeah. People can fucking.
Yeah, when we went to go see Old, I was Callie and I were like just 2 of 6 people that were in the theater, so there wasn't very many people.
You guys have to wear. You guys all wearing masks, or is that done?
Well, that was done, but now it's back.
Yeah.
Starting yesterday, it came back.
So the mandate's back in full effect.
I guess it was. I guess it's not a mandate, but I guess it is a hard suggestion.
Oh shit.
So Kate, like the mayor, Kate Brown, she or not the mayor, but the governor, she like did she brought it back like it, and I think the mandate's probably gonna come back if it's because it's LA County.
Yeah.
They brought their mandate back, and I feel like some other places did too because their cases went up. And but last Monday, no one was wearing a mask. Like we're vaccinated, and I want to rely on the science of it because I let somebody shoot an unknown something like liquid into my body. So why not just trust it? It's been there. I'm gonna fucking put it to the test. So I haven't been wearing a mask and everything's fine.
I feel the same way, man. Plus, I mean, I don't want to, if all of a sudden everybody starts dropping like flies, I want to be a part of that. I don't want to stay here. Fuck this shit. Leave early. Sounds good to me. Lawsuit down the road for a shitty vaccine. I'd like to be a part of that. Why
Right.
not? I want my 14 cents or whatever we're going to get from the lawsuit. Like, you always get those checks. You should do something. You could probably get like 17 cents if everybody files for this lawsuit. Like, fuck that shit. No, I just did it at the end of the day because it was feeling like, listen, if I do get sick and I have to call my company and tell them I got sick, I'd feel a hell of a lot better about myself if I had also been vaccinated. That's
Right.
what it came down to at the end of the day. Because my company, even though I work from home, is going to have me sit at home for 3 weeks. And I figure, you know what? If they're going to put in, if yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. If you get tested and you have it, whether you feel like shit or not, that's
Right.
that. But if they're going to be, if they're going to shell out that kind of, I should at least do my part for many
Sure.
other reasons. But I don't care what anybody does. I just also know I have concert tickets coming up. I don't know if I'm going to get to go to any of them, but I'm hearing a lot of bands be like, please get a fucking vaccine. Hell, Pish is telling people get a vaccine and wear a fucking mask to our shows. It's like, hey. If you're that fucking worried, maybe don't tour because we can't wrap ourselves in body condoms too, man. We'll pass out. Like
Sure.
it's a tipping point. But like, I get what you're saying. You're a band, but if you're that worried as the band, like you're bringing them out.
Right.
You can't.
Exactly.
Everyone's not gonna get vaccinated. They're just not. So I don't know. If you don't like, I don't know. Good luck. I would feel somewhat responsible if I brought people out and then everybody got sick. Hell yeah.
Yeah. No. No. Absolutely. Like, I just think just trust in the vaccine. If you get it, if you've gotten the vaccine, just trust in it. I've been around a few people that have had tested positive for COVID
Mm-hmm.
since I've had the vaccine, and I've went and since I've been tested a total of 3 times for COVID, and each time it came back negative, and 2 of those times is when I had the vaccine already, and it came back negative,
Right.
just because I've been around people, close quarters, hugging, that kind of thing, sharing a meal that had later tested positive, and I tested negative each time. And I was like, well, knock on wood, but I think this vaccine's working because,
Right. Well, and at the end of the day, because there's a point where, like I said, enough people are getting it, and I was looking down in Florida where I just been on vacation without it, and their cases are up to 1,000 a day. And they're saying everybody, and what I guess what put the hook in me is what it said: the people who are getting the shit are not vaccinated, and that could either be true or a good way to get people to get the shot. But either fucking way, it worked, and that's fine with me. I don't care. But 1,000 people a day, it's a tourist spot, and Philadelphia, everybody loves Florida. Jesus fucking Christ! So
Mhm.
God knows that when I'm going to ball games and shit, I'm definitely hanging around people who were just down spitting all over Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So fuck that. No way. A major city that can't stop talking about we're moving to Florida. Yeah. No, shut the fuck
That's funny. Well, speaking of Florida, how about we talk about the music, huh?
up. Fucking right. Um, so yeah, man. This week we actually I had picked one of my favorite bands is Steely Dan, and the album is Pretzel Logic.
I like the name of it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I believe it's from 1973. Who cares? But in any way, the front cover. I remember when I was a kid, my dad had it, and I just remember seeing a pretzel vendor selling
Yeah.
pretzels cold as fuck outside.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. What does it say? It says hot pretzel, 15 cents. Um, hot roasted. What is that? I can't see it. Hot roasted chestnuts, 35 cent. Roasted peanuts, 25 cents. Fresh pretzel. It's kind of cool.
I know, right? I don't know why, but that's something I could have in my house, like hanging up for some reason. I don't know. It's just like art. But yeah,
Yeah.
it looks, yeah, definitely. Yeah. That plus that encompasses the 70s. That's New York in the 70s right there. So that's telling you a lot more about the fucking band than you might imagine, since
Right.
they are from New York and they don't have hot pretzel vendors just hanging around Nebraska. This is usually a big city thing. So 1974. But in any case, Pretzel Logic. The reason I picked this album is because honestly, it has a shitload of hits on it, and this is the band that I guess when you're a lot of young men have a hard time getting along with their dads. So when you end up finding something a common ground, you'll keep going back to that if all else falls apart in the conversation anytime you two run into each other. Steely Dan is what we talk about when there's fucking nothing else to talk about. And Pretzel Logic is the album that I'll put on if there's not, that kind of thing.
Right.
So has a lot of significance for me there. But there's a few things that I like about this band that are just ingenuine, like other than the album. Well, I would say first on the album itself, there isn't really anything on here that I don't like. Even the East St. Louis Toodaloo,
That's
it's
my
just
second favorite
weird
one.
shit. What's that?
That's my second favorite song.
Is it really? So the conversation, and I'm bringing this right over to you, but the conversation that my dad and I always have is, and it's not an argue, we don't argue, we're always just talking about how many different flavors of music are in Steely Dan. And a lot of people want to call it reggae.
What?
Yeah, it's a common thing. Like we talk about, people want to say there's a lot of reggae influence in there. There's a lot of like just rock and roll mixed with a bunch of fusion and all kinds of other shit.
Oh yeah.
But what did you, anyway, with all that rambling, what did you think? What did you get out of it?
I guess I could hear notes of reggae or like what is now ska, but
Right.
but I would to say reggae to say for me, I would not say reggae is a main flavor in this recipe at all. I would say rock and roll and funk.
Right.
A lot of funk heavy for sure. Like disco funk kind of like, I mean, that was the era of that. And I mean, this album, like you said, it's got a lot of hits,
Yep.
Like what's that one? Ricky, Don't Lose That Number. Like that's a big hit for sure.
That was huge. That blasted them back up into into the top 10.
Right.
That album on this one. And what other ones you got? Sorry.
I definitely like Ricky, Don't Lose My Number, but my favorite songs are Night by Night,
yeah,
Monkey in Your Soul, and then the East Street Louis Twiddly Doo or whatever. But I really like Monkey in Your Soul because I like the beginning of it. It has a really cool bass line. The bass line at the beginning, it's like he uses whoever's playing bass is using a distortion. It's like it just sounds kind of crunchy, and it's really cool sounding. Just walking a dog, just like walking that dog. Bang, 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 bang.
Sassy motherfucker. I like that. Monkey. I like how he says that. I feel the monkey in your soul. I just like that lyric for some reason. But one of the ones that always got me, because a lot of bands back then didn't talk about drug use, but there was a shitload of it around. Through with Buzz. Now the songs are meant to be interpretation, so you can think whatever the hell you want. The musician's not supposed to explain the song to you. Every time I hear that song, all I hear is, I actually used to switch it. And when I was a kid, now keep in mind, my dad has like 3 favorite records. This is one of them. And he used to put the tape in. We would drive for 10 hours up here from the South, and it would just run on repeat. That's it. So I heard this fucking tape over and over and over and over again. I changed the name to Through with Drugs. Like in my head, because I'm through with drugs. Because I figured Buzz, getting high, it must be drugs, right? So when I got the album, I was like, "Where's Through with Drugs on it?" And the guy in the store was like, "The fuck you talking about?" Like, that's what it's called. I convinced myself. It sounds. That's these guys. All bands. I don't know what the hell anybody's singing about. They come up with their own shit, but some of these are pretty damn good. And With a Gun, like just the way. It's like, it's kind of like you almost want to dance to it, but then you're like, you listen to the lyrics and you're like, should I or no? I don't know. Like it's like it kind of has white people moving in their seat a little bit, It's kind of like if you see Steely Dan live, like there might be like 2 people standing up at the whole show because they're still physically able to do so, and everyone else is in there just kind of don't know what it is, like doing the chicken, It's got horns and shit in it. Yeah, this is The reason I brought this album out though is because I read an article recently where these guys were actually getting really popular again with the younger generations, and I was like, cool, awesome, and I don't know what to say to that. I think it's neat that like they're digging up shit from the past and like never heard of it. Let's listen to it.
Right.
That's cool because our generation or like the kids from the 60s, I don't know if they were digging up shit from the 1920s. You know, like let's dig into
Right.
some people were listening to Bach. I mean, but really, I mean, I don't go back that far.
Right.
So I think it's pretty cool that kids are making this shit popular again. That you can buy, that you go to buy tickets for this show, and only one of the members, there's 2 active members, one of them's passed on. You go to this show, those tickets are still $80 fucking dollars, and they sell out.
Right.
Way to go, internet. I guess. You know.
Yeah. I mean, if they can do it, more power to them.
I mean, they don't know anything about. I mean, like even like Berrytown. Like I always listen because you can hear all the lyrics. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Where's Berrytown? I know what you carry. You must be going to Berrytown. Like, what are you carrying? What is this? You have a fucking tire iron? You going to fuck somebody up over $20? What's going on? These guys are from New York.
Maybe they called like a sack of drugs berries. You know, you got some berries.
I think it was all drugs. Every song's about drugs.
Yeah,
definitely.
Dude, life is only 2 things. It's about life is drugs and sex. That's all it is.
Well, so that's what. So sex is Ricky. Don't lose that number, right?
Yeah.
Right, night by night. Yeah, you're right. It's sex and drugs. I can see it right on here. It fits.
Yeah,
Monkey in your soul is sex and drugs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Well, hopefully you enjoyed it, man. Especially if you're playing at work. Playing it at work.
Yeah, I did. I listened to it I listened to it again on my my daily walk earlier today, and I listened to it all. Yeah.
Right on, man.
A few different times, and I just like I would just turn on a song and listen to the song too. So good job. I liked it. It's
good, man. Right on. Hopefully the people listening about it to throw it on too. We're just to repeat it's Steely Dan's Pretzel Logic.
Yep.
Pretty damn fun. It's not it'll put some pep in your step. I like Steely Dan, honestly. They don't have their albums are a little up. That's why I guess that's why people associate it with like jazz and like more of like stuff that makes you move, because it's rock, but it's very clear. The lyrics are very clear and the music is awesome. They're fucking studio musicians. They played together like early in the 70s. They actually had a band where Chevy Chase was on drums. It was a comedic band. Yeah, no shit.
Really? Get the fuck out. No way.
No shit. Yep. And then they like in the 70s, like mid 70s to the mid 90s, didn't play live. One of the few bands that's fucking huge, makes a ton of money still to this day, lots of airplay, didn't tour for 20 years.
Wow.
That's nuts. So if you saw Steely Dan tour, like you saw them in the fucking 90s and then 2000, that was it. But yeah, pretty awesome. Bunch of studio musicians. Everybody just came in and played with them. They said, I read an article where they said that like other musicians from other bands would come by and just like do a line of coke off the piano and like throw something in on the end of a song. So you actually have like people from Zeppelin and the Beatles and shit that have thrown down ideas on their albums because they were a studio band. So people would come by New York, go to the studio in New York where they were playing, hang out with them and do drugs. And then they'd be like, "Oh, mate, you should try this on the end of your tune." And they would fucking slap it on there, but they didn't want credit for it. So they would invent like bullshit names and put them on the album. That's what I read.
Right.
I think. But anyway, pretty fucking neat. So these guys just hung in the studio and other famous musicians came by and did drugs with them and made these records.
It's fucking awesome.
Goddamn right. Anyway, I rambled on. Are you good over there?
Yeah, man, I'm good. You wanna introduce the next little jingle?
Oh yeah. So we actually had a fan, or I'll say a viewer, watches the show. Threw in a suggestion. My lady, fuck it, Steph, threw in a band that she got me into called, the band is called Shannon and the Clams. Do you have the title for me, Alex?
Sleep Talk.
Sleep Talk. Yeah. I've heard them already. Haven't dug into them too hard, so I'm actually looking forward to having a reason to listen to them.
Right. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Sleep Talk.
Right. So Steph, thank you for the suggestion. Everybody
Yeah.
check it out. Also, an up band. Got a lot of fun instruments in there. So
Yeah.
you know, it's fun summertime music.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's all I got for this week. You got anything?
Okay. Well, we're good.
Fuck
Thank
it.
you. Thanks for watching and listening. Like, subscribe, comment. If you have a suggestion for us, something for us to listen to or watch, just drop us a line on YouTube. Just leave a comment or shoot us a direct message on Instagram, titfu69. Thanks for watching and listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Absolutely. Take it easy. Thanks for being you.